Yeah, I mean, it's a world difference. I mean, obviously playing with my brother last year, that kind of helped ease a lot of the new tensions of college baseball. Obviously, he's not here anymore, and so I give that to him a lot of the times of showing me the ropes, and now it's not my turn to go do it by myself without him here. And so I think he played a role in me being so comfortable, and now this year it's the same thing I've been doing since I was a little kid, just go play baseball.
I know you're kind of the elder statesman around here now. Just in terms of last year and maybe the lessons that were learned from last year and then the year before and getting to Omaha, is there something that maybe you really keyed on and talked to the guys in the locker room about?
I think the biggest thing is having confidence for everybody. Last year it just seemed like, we had a pretty solid year, but I mean the year before that it just seemed like everybody was clicking, and no matter what, like if somebody struggled, then we were like, hey, we're gonna pick you up, you know what I mean? And so I think just being able to have that confidence in your teammates and friends and players that are around you is the biggest thing, because I just think that that's what keeps the team going throughout the year, and just other guys picking each other up when other guys are, they might be slumping or something. Having your teammates who are like, hey, we got you and stuff like that. Make sure we keep them with us, and not have them kind of go and do their own thing, but making sure that we're gonna always have their back no matter what's going on.
Bryce and Kendall, I think you guys have a chance to have a great defensive outfield. Do you guys think that? I mean, talk about that defense. Do you guys think you can play out there?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that we're going to have a really good outfield. I mean, bringing everybody back, all of us can play center field, which is what we need. Everybody can go catch the ball, go grab it. I mean, the communication from playing with each other last year is going to be even better, and we know how each other plays, so it's going to be really good.
Yeah, like Bryce said, I think the communication is key on that part, because we could go out there blindfolded and still be able to point each other out and tell each other where to go and stuff. And I think just hanging out with each other outside of practice and stuff, we do that a lot. Me, Bryce, and Spike, we usually go out and hang out a lot, and we'll talk about the team, and we'll discuss things that we feel like we should get better at, and how to help the younger guys in the outfield program or in the outfield with us, how they can develop and stuff. And so I just think having that aspect of it and being able to communicate with each other is a big part of it.
Three of you can run. It's such a deep outfield. I always think that's such a big outfield you guys play in. How much is that going to help?
I mean, the speed, just being athletic, it always helps. I mean, even the new guys, they're learning the outfield, but everybody can run, so it makes it a lot easier to track down some baseballs in the big outfield.
And it also, it helps when you got John Sparkman in center field who can go track the ball down, even if it's hitting on the left field line or if it's on the right field line. So he makes our job a little bit easier. And like you said, we've still got speed too. And but he makes it a lot easier for us to go out there and just play freely.
Bryce, year two, talk about where you are now opposed to this time last year.
Yeah, just a lot more confident. It's nothing new to me anymore. I've been around the program. I know how everybody wants to work and how everybody wants to do things. So that just makes it a lot easier. It's a lot more comfortable to be around, and playing for Reggie just makes it a lot better too. I mean, I'd run through a wall for that dude. So he makes it a lot of fun and just a lot easier to play for.
Kendall, who's maybe the freshman or newcomer, somebody new that stood out to you most, and it could even be multiple, just who stood out to you most through the fall?
It's been a lot, coming in, like Skip said, Fred's a specimen, he's huge, and he was a big incomer for us, and, I've seen him hit balls 500 feet already, and so that's pretty interesting to see him play. And then guys like some freshmen like Jason Walk and Isaiah Lane, who, Jason Walk's one of those guys who, if he puts the ball in play, he has a chance of being safe no matter what. And then Isaiah Lane has came back from, the fall, and, he has came back in the spring, and is like a totally new player. He's has a lot more confidence in his bat now, and his defense has always been there. So it's good to see, him kind of come around and hit the ball a lot harder now, and play really well. And then you got Jackson Willits, who we kind of figured was going to be a good player for us from the start. When your dad is Reggie Willits, he's really calm and up in the box, and he can swing it from both sides. So it's pretty good to have a freshman like that who you got confidence in to hit whoever's up on the mound.
Easton, as the guy catching them, what do you think of the pitching staff, some of the new arms that you guys have added since last year?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference. You can tell it from top to bottom. I mean, the depth is officially there. Like there's no doubt about that. I mean, you can go down the list of obviously returning Jamie, which is big. You're returning Will Karsten, Carter Campbell, Jet Lowe's, guys who helped us last year, and they're adding some key components. I mean, Braden Davis, that's going to be a good arm for us, and then the Witherspoon twins, those are some big arms. And I mean, getting to know those guys, know what they have, know what they like to throw. I mean, there's no doubt that the depth is officially there this year, and I'm just excited to get going and see who steps up and see what happens. I mean, it's all right in front of us.
Easton, you had a great freshman year, but you found out how physical it's going to be for you throughout the year. What have you done in this offseason to get ready for year 2 in this league?
Yeah, I mean, it was physical. I mean, the first 3 weeks of the year last year were long and hard for me, and so just over the summer and off season was one to get back my feet underneath me, get healthy again, and get ready for the fall. I mean, missing some of the fall, kind of more getting to play that last half of it was good to get back on the field and get going again. But then even over break, it was all right, now you're healthy, now you get stronger, now you get faster, check all those boxes and get ready for the year. And now that I am cleared to do everything, it is go time now, and I've really noticed of the strength, the size, the weight, all of that. I feel like my feet are underneath me and I'm ready to have a solid year.
Easton, what is that process like, developing chemistry? I'm sure it's just more than hanging out the bullpen for an hour with some of these new arms and getting on the same page. What's that look like?
It's different. I mean, some guys are guys that want to be kind of more in your face, kind of pat them along. Some guys want to know how it is. So yeah, it's just having to learn about those guys, talk to them off the field, and really almost kind of be a therapist, so to speak, of read their body language of are they a guy that needs a little more motivation? Are they a guy that needs to be calmed down a little more? And that's something that I take a lot of pride in, is understanding how to take care of my guys. And so it's one of those of watching bullpens, watch their mannerisms, watch their routines, how they go about their business. I mean, I have a notebook of every single pitcher on our staff and what they like, what they don't like, what they do, what helps them, what doesn't help them. And it's one that I take a lot of pride in, and I've learned really early in my career of how to do that properly.
I asked Skip about it, but it seems like the biggest thing with all these new arms is there's a difference in velocity with a bunch of these guys.
Yeah, it's the whole staff throws a lot harder. You can tell. A lot more stuff, so to speak. And so it's one of those where the quicker you learn that and quicker you learn how to control that and manage that and find verbal cues to help them stay in the zone, it's going to be detrimental to their success and the team's success. So, I mean, those guys have the stuff, so now it's my job to keep them in the zone and be the best they can be.
Kendall and Bryce, who's been the best pitcher to play behind, just in terms of attacking, throwing strikes, and keeping you guys engaged in the game?
As of right now, it doesn't matter who's on the mound for us. Everybody's going to throw strikes. Everybody's going to get people out. Yeah, they're going to put it in play, but we got a great defense behind them. So really anybody that you throw up there is going to be fun to play behind.
Who's the toughest guy to hit on?
I'm going to go with Ryan Lambert just because he throws very hard and has, like Skip said, an 85-mile-an-hour breaking ball that is very tough to see.
What do you got?
I can hit them all. But back to basically what Bryce said, I think the whole pitching staff has been really good as of lately. Me personally, I like playing behind Braden Davis and Carson Atwood. Those guys like to, they get the ball and they like to get on the mound and they throw a lot of strikes. And so being able, I think that's good for an outfielder because, we don't really get many balls out there from time to time. And so being able to have somebody who, puts the ball in the strike zone and isn't afraid of contact is somebody who, I like to play behind because I trust my defense and I would hope they trust the defense behind them. And so being able to have guys who just, want to put the ball in the strike zone and, let it do what it does and let the hitters get themselves out is somebody that I like to be behind.
Yeah, I mean, hitting off again, you can go down the list. Every guy that we run out there is got some stuff. Lambo throws quite hard. even I've noticed the twins, both of them, both Kyson and Malachi, they're hard to hit off of. And I mean, even we can go to Pruitt. I mean, this guy, I can't ever see what's coming out of his hand. So I mean, those guys are just some guys right off the top of my head that I'm just like, you gotta really focus in and lock in on what you're doing to have some success off of them.
Oh, bro, it's Gray Thomas. He's the hardest person to get off all the time. I don't know if you don't know who Gray Thomas is, but I mean, he might throw one at your head, but then he'll dot it on the black, and then you got a nasty slider. I mean, it's one of the scariest at-bats I've ever had in my life. And so
I get to catch him, so I don't have to worry about that.
He's definitely one of the hardest ones, in my opinion.